So we have with us Mr. Anuj Sharma, the Chief Marketing Officer of Xiaomi India. Hi Anuj, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Anjana. Happy to be here.
Okay. So Anuj, Xiaomi has recently launched its Diwali campaign, Tech Say Smart, Dil Say Smart, which has garnered quite a significant, attention. So could you share the objectives behind this campaign and how is it, kind of expected to boost Xiaomi's reach and business during the festive season?
Sure. So it's essentially, doing something that we try and do every festive season. Uh, so there are two aspects of it. One is informing consumers that we have the smartest set of products, smartphones, whether you're looking at new 5G lineup or great cameras or smart TVs. If you are looking at a large screen TV to watch with your family at home during the festive season or beyond, and maybe not just movies, but even the cricket matches that are coming on. And if you're looking at what we end up doing during Diwali is picking up new consumer durables. So we've got smart air fryer, we've got smart air purifiers to vacuum cleaners and everything else. So that's the tech says smart, right? Because I don't think anyone brings in the the high tech products that make your life smarter compared to Xiaomi. The second aspect of it is the festive season. So when we are looking at Diwali, Diwali is about gifting. Diwali is about taking care of other people, and that is the aspect that suppose you're buying a new product, it's probably the best time to do this, and it's also a time where you know you are also helping, especially most of our Xiaomi customers who are a little more tech savvy end up helping a lot of their friends and relatives make the right decision. And that is the decision making that comes from the heart. You're trying to do good for somebody else and not just from selfish reasons. So that's the Dil Se Smart part of it. So in the campaign that we've just launched, we've got both Disha and Pankaj Tripathi coming in as those people who help you make the right decision, both from a tech perspective and Dil Se Bhi.
So Disha and Pankaj, as you mentioned, they're quite opposites, when you see. So what was the reason behind choosing them, as the brand ambassador for this campaign?
So both of them have been brand ambassadors for our Redmi line of products since the beginning of the year. So, with Pankaj Tripathi, you've got that connect for, I think, across the country. I really find somebody who probably does not appreciate his work. So you've got that connect, you've got that trust that comes in with Pankaj Tripathi. And of course, uh, over the year, what we also did was we changed a couple of our products in terms of, we've improved on the design part of it. We've brought in, say, glass phones, which are normally reserved for premium devices, even for the masses. And there we thought, there's nobody better than Disha to bring in that aspect of, design, and it looks
Right.
cool. So essentially, that's how we've been working on throughout the year. And when it came to Diwali, it became like, I don't know if I could put this as like a mini Avengers. So we just had two great, brand ambassadors who've done a lot for us throughout the year. And it just becomes perfect that in this campaign, both of them are involved, which, if everyone knows, when you're trying to get two big stars for a particular campaign, the dates, the production, all that becomes super complex. We're happy that we could pull that off.
Was the media mix and budget allocated for this overall campaign?
So this time we've actually gone with a slightly higher budget than the previous years. So not giving very specific budgets, but it's approximately about 2 to 2.3x of last year.
Okay.
But this time our media mix is a little more diverse. So we started off with a TV campaign. Uh, this was towards the end of September, saying, okay, the festive season is coming in, and while you've got the best products, but this is also the time that you are also smarter in terms of making those decisions. And then from there, we started our digital campaign. Uh, you know, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have become cord cutters. So the way to reach them is through the digital campaign. So both of those campaigns went on for some time. till the online sales started. So once the sales started, then the digital campaign kicked up a gear, and they started talking about these individual products which both Pankaj and Disha are talking about, and we've also started bringing in print here.
Okay.
So between TV, digital, and print, we would probably be spending close to about 70 to 80%. And the remaining part is actually going to go, or will start now, in terms of our BTL execution. Because from Dussehra all the way till Diwali, retail for us will become super important.
Right.
Uh, so when that happens, then we need to be on ground and we need to have the same connect that we've had as Xiaomi with the online consumers for people who are walking in for that experience.
So, Anuj, which particular channel or media platform has been more effective for Xiaomi throughout the years, like over the years?
Uh, I mean, for the large reach, and if you want awareness, then you have to go through the GEC channels. You can't not have it. But this time, for a GEC perspective, we've also in I think starting August, we have a tie-up with KBC, Kaun Banega
Okay.
Crorepati. So we've kind of continued that partnership with the Sony network, and that's actually giving us pretty good results. And this becomes a multiplier on top. So happy with that partnership as well.
Great. So, Anuj, Xiaomi, as we all know, Xiaomi has become a household name in India over the years. Can you share some key strategies that have, kind of contributed to the brand's rapid growth and success in the Indian market?
So we are a product company at the end of the day, and we are a technology product company. So every product that we've basically brought in and every category that we've entered, we've tried to evaluate if it touches as many lives as we need and is it making a big enough difference. In fact, our vision has been innovation for everyone, right? And we think, in this new world, technology is the one which, you know, brings power to the people.
Right.
And without us doing the right things, that power could be limited only to a few who could afford it. So
True.
that's what we've been trying to do right from the start. So try and get products in for as many people as possible, from phones to TVs to even this year we launched smartwatches and earbuds. Uh, so that continues. So as a product, we have that strategy. Then the second aspect is reach as many people as possible. So we earlier started on with just the online part of it. So back in 2014, we started off with Flipkart as a key partner. Then we had our own e-commerce, which quickly grew to the third largest e-commerce platform after Flipkart. Amazon is just me.com, or the way we write it, mi.com. And then from 2017-18, we started reaching more and more people through our retail expansion. So retail expansion was two way. One is we tie up with the existing retailers. But the second one, which was quite interesting, was we said we've got a lot of our community members. We have a lot of our fans who were so involved in our product that they were influencing a whole lot of people, and they wanted to be involved with Xiaomi some way. So we devised this entire, single brand strategy where all of these guys could apply and open a Mi store or a Xiaomi store. So these are spread across the country, where these people have a chance to actually be part of the Xiaomi family, but also help get a lot more people to make the right decision. So that strategy had actually started in 2018, and we started off with a bang. In 2018, on a single day, and this was a Guinness record of that time, we opened more than 500 stores at the same time. So
That's
essentially, that family just exploded, uh, with us becoming one of the largest single brand retail players in the country today. So that's for the experience part of it. So we've been looking at, how many lives can we impact through the right products and how can we reach them in the most efficient way.
So, Anuj, where do you get your major chunk of sales or sales revenue from retail or the e-commerce platforms, as you mentioned?
It's almost split half and half. So, you know, Earlier, it used to be completely online and e-commerce, but over the years, I think our hard work is now started to pay off, where it's become equal, both from an online and an offline perspective. In certain cases, offline starts becoming more important, especially where experience is required, where people want to go and touch and feel the products. In certain segments where I guess Xiaomi has been there for the last 9 years, people are willing to take that chance and buy stuff online. So luckily, we are balanced in that manner.
Okay, great. So, Anuj, how does Xiaomi, position itself against competition like Apple and Samsung?
Uh, so we try and have an overall umbrella, and I think our that comes down from the vision itself, right? So we are a innovative company, we are into high tech, and we try and have a more expansive kind of a coverage versus the competition out there. So like I was saying, right? So we are the leaders in smart TV, we are one of the leaders in smartphones and smart home tech, and we are also looking at more and more categories. We're constantly evaluating and seeing how many lives can we touch from that angle. Uh, but within this, each of the categories, we've got amazing competition out there. So if I look at phones, like you mentioned, two of the competitors who are there who make brilliant phones. So we need to start differentiating there. So one strategy that we started off this year, and it's a multi-year plan, is how do we get the best cameras in phones? Considering phones largely have become a device of expression where
Right.
cameras become the most important aspect. So we started on this journey saying that on our phones, we should have the best possible camera. How do we do that? So we kind of thought about this. We've been spending a lot in R&D, but we said might as well learn from the best camera makers in the world. So then we went and tied up with a German brand called Leica. Leica has been around for, I think, close to about 150 years. They pretty much defined what your traditional photography was, and they were equally open. So they've been working very closely with us. And the first phone that we launched this year was the Xiaomi 13 Pro that comes with Leica optics, and that itself, I think, is easily the best camera phone that you can buy today. And this is going to continue. So like that, on the phone side, we've done this. On the TV side, we were again looking at this aspect of it. And as smart TVs have become more and more prevalent, one thing that came up was the ease of navigation and discoverability. Now, we've gone from too many channels to a few streaming uh, platforms to too many streaming platforms now. So it's hard for people to kind of discover what they really want to watch. So we've tied up with Amazon team there, and this year we launched a couple of Fire TVs. So earlier it used to be limited to the Fire OS TV sticks that you could put on your TVs. We said, if you put it on the TV, we co-engineer this, make it a better proposition. People are willing to kind of look at this in a more interesting way, and that itself, right from the start. So we launched our first Fire TV in March, and it's been off to us tremendous success. So we are constantly kind of innovating. We are constantly looking at how the Indian consumers work. We've got a floor on our office where most people don't have access to, because that's where all the research happens. So it's a continuous effort, but we are looking at that differentiation, uh, especially for areas which are the most important for our consumers right now.
Okay, great. So, as you already mentioned, the smartphone industry is quite dynamic and ever evolving with the changing consumer needs. So, Anuj, what are the key trends and challenges that you see in the Indian smartphone market, and how is Xiaomi addressing them?
Uh, I think the biggest trend that's happened is something that's got started last year in October. So last year, October, I think first week of October is the rollout of 5G devices, 5G networks in India. So from there, the acceptance of 5G has actually gone up significantly. Uh, all the people who are using 5G have started seeing, improved data speeds, improved connectivity, lower latency in terms of, how much time it takes for you to fetch your data. So that benefit is what we are expecting to be the big driver for this festive season. And from a portfolio perspective, we've designed a portfolio that I think we are the best placed to take advantage of this 5G migration. Uh, so that's coming in. A couple of other places, like I said, the camera is becoming more and more important. We will continue to kind of lead on that space and make the world's best cameras that you can put on a smartphone, along with Leica. Uh, there are a couple of other things that we are closely looking at, but we don't think uh, the market is ready for it yet. One of them being the foldables, for that matter.
Sorry, what?
The foldable devices.
Foldable. Okay, foldable devices.
So I don't think the market is ready for that yet. They're too costly, they're too fragile, and they're too heavy. So till we are able to solve that in the true Xiaomi innovation way, we will have to still hold back before we start looking at that in terms of bringing that to the market.
Okay, great. So, Anuj, you mentioned about 5G. What is Xiaomi's strategy, for adopting and leveraging this technology in India, and how do you envision it impacting the smartphone market?
So in a big way, I think if I look back, and I've been fortunate enough to be connected to the smartphone industry for a long time. Uh, and I remember, when we were moving to 3G to 4G, this is back in towards the end of 2014, all the way till 2016 is when the migration was happening. And a lot of us were skeptical at that time, saying that what will really change? Yes, you are getting,
Right.
slightly better speed, but does it really change things? And it's not just the data speed, it's not just the connectivity, but it's how you use it. So if I look at it now, right, our entire education system has changed. In fact, imagine if during the lockdown, if you were all at home and there was no 4G at that point, right? So all our classes were going on, all our meetings were going on, and we learned a new way of kind of working through that. Uh, but those are, the important things. But the cooler things were, for example, I can, you know, sit at home and order food and track that food, saying, has he picked up
I
my
think that's the
paranthas or
best
not?
part.
Yeah, he's not picked up my parantha yet. कि भैया क्या कर रहे हो? Where's my paranthas, right? So we were able to kind of order food from any of the restaurants and watch it come all the way, saying कि gate पे आया नहीं है. So I think, from food delivery to obviously transport, cabs, everything in our world right now has happened because of that movement from 3G to 4G. Now, 5G is a similar space that we are going to be in. So, next 5 to 6 years are going to be absolutely amazing. Maybe we'll be sitting in 2030 looking back and seeing how far we've come, and how the world of 2015 used to be, or 2020 used to be, and how much it would have evolved. So I think 5G is going to be very interesting in terms of how we use it. Uh, but any technology is not useful unless it's adopted by the masses.
Right,
Uh,
absolutely.
and you need a large majority to be able to, use it and see the benefits of it. And this is where, when we define our portfolio, so we're going all the way from having a phone at 80,000 rupees till, we've actually been able to get 5G to about 11,999 or 10,999. So this is where, things start changing quite significantly. Yes, the premium users expect 5G, but they also have Wi-Fi, and it's not going to change their lives. But in the mid range and in the value range, they don't have Wi-Fi networks, they don't have broadband access. And when they get 5G, I think we probably can't even imagine, what all they'll be able to innovate once we have that. So from a portfolio perspective, we are very aware. And one of the devices that we launched very recently was the Redmi 12 5G. So we launched this in August, and within 4 weeks, about 28 days, the Redmi 12 series had sold more than 1 million devices. So there is an acceptance definitely that's coming in, and we are closely watching and seeing how we kind of further innovate. one cool thing which is, under, it doesn't come up as a spec, it does not come as a special call out, but at Xiaomi we take it for granted, is addressing the fears that people have. So, when people move from a 4G to 5G, the first thing that they fear is their battery life. So we've been actually working quite well, both from a hardware and software perspective, where a 5G phone from Xiaomi does not really take in more battery life than a 4G one. So it's quite cool, but it's a small detail from our side.
Battery life is very important. I get panicked when my battery gets like, goes below 90%.
That's probably a little too much, but I think most people, once it starts hitting like 30 or 20%, right? When you start seeing that little red bar that's coming, I think that's where people have that problem. So all our 5G phones are, long battery life. They last as much as our 4G phones, which were known for legendary battery life. But this year we've also started adding fast charging. For example, if you move up a little bit, there's a Redmi Note series. So on the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus that we've got, which comes in at about 30,000 in the festive season, you can get it for close to about 25, 26. It comes with a 120-watt charger, which basically means that from your phone being completely dead to 100%, it can charge in less than 20 minutes. So
But I have also heard like maybe the phones which get charged easy quickly, faster, but they get drained faster as well. So is it true?
no, it's not. It's a chemical process where, once you're putting in that charge, it will always, discharge in the way that you're using it. So fast charging, especially the ones that the tech that we are using, does not really impact your battery or the battery life.
Okay. Anuj, Xiaomi is a brand known for affordability and innovation. How do you, kind of approach the development and pricing of products in the in categories like laptops and smart home appliances, to ensure they remain accessible to a wide range of consumers?
So we'll have to do that through a portfolio play. We want to bring in the latest and greatest technology, but we also need to ensure, like what you were saying, there has to be something in the portfolio that's accessible to the masses. So we try and balance that part out. Whether we like it or not, uh, we have an upper cap in terms of profitability. So and we've gone this and put it on a public record that Xiaomi will not make more than 5% profit on hardware. So all our products, even a super high-end product is priced very close to, what the cost price would be for Xiaomi. But that's how we kind of operate. Our main aim is, I think all of us are tech enthusiasts in the company. Our main aim is to see that joy that people have when they start using our products.
So, lastly, Anuj, what marketing tip you would like to give, to the aspiring marketers out there?
Uh, Understand the consumers, understand your product or service, and you need to be the bridge between those two. So having that understanding is super important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anuj. It was lovely having this conversation with you.
Thanks, Anjana.